Good afternoon. My name is Jake Brown. I am the founder and principal of the Marion Group. On behalf of the Marion Group, our joint venture partners, LDG Development, all of our distinguished guests, both here and in the audience, the board of directors of our nonprofit partners, Family Scholar House, and the Ezekiel Foundation, I'd like to welcome you all to the groundbreaking for the Riverport Landing's intergenerational community. So, this began 3.5 years ago. In the meantime, 10 different financial sources, thousands of man and women hours. It takes so many people to put a project like this together. It takes people who believe in the mission, who believe in the process, to make a great project like this happen. Today, we're going to hear from a lot of them. Lots of them up here ready to speak. But I've got some folks I need to thank as well. We've got huge numbers of folks who are working on this project, so I'm not going to be able to name everybody by name, but I just want to give a shout out to a lot of different people. Our design team and our engineering teams. Thank you to our construction teams and our construction management teams. Our legal counsel and our property management team. Thank you to Hope of Kentucky, Billy Wade, who's doing a lot of letters of credit for us on this project. Thank you to both boards, again, the nonprofit boards of Family Scholar House and the Ezekiel Foundation, who stepped up and believed in this project from the very beginning and knew the value that we were going to create out here. And a special thank you to all of our surrounding neighbors. Now, I don't know how many folks here are with us who are neighbors, but we worked long and hard with the neighbors, and they've been very, very good to work with. They've been very good people and a very big part of this process. I think we owe a lot of that to our first speaker. In the mix early, Councilwoman Jessica Green, she asked lots of questions. Some of them were pretty hard questions, too. She engaged the neighbors through public dialogue, and she made sure she was getting the right project for her community. She's been a longtime supporter of Family Scholar House and quality affordable housing in general. Please welcome Councilwoman Jessica Green.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to beautiful District 1. It's a great day in the neighborhood, and it's an even more wonderful day in District 1. As you may know, District 1 will be the only district in the entire city that actually is home to 2 Family Scholar Houses. And so we already love our Parkland Family Scholar House, and we are thrilled to welcome the newest addition to the family right here on Cane One Road. I want to recognize my colleagues who are here. I think I saw 2 of them, Councilwoman Angela Leet and Councilman Kevin Kramer, who are over here to my right. The entire council, we are huge supporters of this project. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I cannot say enough to the developers. I cannot say enough great things about Cathe and about her staff. This one is particularly poignant and personal to me when I think about the fact that individuals who have aged out of foster care will have the opportunity to call this place home. As many people know, my 3 children are adopted and spent time in 9 different foster homes before they eventually ended up in my home. And so I know what it's like for a kid, my family, my children know what it's like for a child to not have a place. They know what it's like to not feel at home. Thank you, Family Scholar House. Thank you, everyone here, for changing the game for families. This facility will really address the entire family. Children, parents, and seniors. And so we welcome you. We ask you to continue to support the individuals who have worked on this project. And I cannot say enough how thrilled that I am to be here. And welcome to you all. And I can't wait until the first resident moves in. Thank you very much.
Thank you all. It's great to see all these friendly faces out here. First, I want to thank both Kimberly Stevenson of Marion and Michael Gross from LDG. You guys did the heavy lifting. Thank you. Lots and lots and lots of work. I also want to thank Jake Brown for being a great partner. Jake and I had lots of discussions, no arguments, so that's pretty good. My company, LDG Development, that was co-founded with Mark Lechner here in Louisville, Kentucky in 1994, and we work in a lot of states and a lot of cities. Our success is tied to being in good communities, and Louisville is certainly that. We'd like to thank Louisville Forward, Develop Louisville staff for making this a reality. And I would specifically like to thank Gabe Fritz over here. I know there was a lot that you had to do with this, and we really appreciate your help. Thank you. Louisville's on the cusp of being America's next it city. Bourbon, great food, that certain vibe that makes people want to be here. We know because we work in a lot of what people would call the it cities, and we really do believe Louisville is on the cusp of being one. Really, we probably are already there. We have great parks, including the one that's here, and a reasonable cost of living. We must protect that reasonable cost of living and the employment that comes with having a good places to live through clean, safe, and affordable housing for all incomes in all areas of town and for all ages of people. That's a good thing about here is we are going to have all kinds of ages here. We must be diligent to accomplish these goals and make Louisville as great as it can be. With that, I want to bring up the man with the plan, Mayor Fisher.
Thank you, Chris. All right, well, welcome everybody. This is a development that we've been waiting a long time for, and this will be written about and studied all around the country in terms of a development that's putting a lot of different interesting pieces together. And it comes on a backdrop of a city that's got a lot of great momentum that Chris is talking about. 63,000 new jobs we've created together here in the last 6 years, almost 3,000 businesses. Our unemployment level is so low right now, 3.9%, that one of our biggest challenges in the city is we have 30,000 open jobs. So if you have any kids, grandkids, nephews, nieces, tell them to please move to the city so we can help fill all these open jobs we have. And as you drive around the city, obviously there's a lot going on. There's $11 billion in capital investment either underway that's been announced. So you can see the progress, you can hear the progress in many different areas of the city. One of the critical parts, obviously, to making sure we're a city where everybody feels like they have a pathway forward, which is the critical issue of the day, is that we need quality, affordable housing in all neighborhoods throughout our city. And that's why, if you're a citizen of Louisville, we've invested your funds, more of your funds, to create affordable housing in any time, more than any time in our history. $29 million in the last 2 budget years has been invested in affordable housing with the council and obviously with my office as well. So what we're trying to do, obviously, is to make sure that every Louisville family has access to safe and affordable housing that can help them be closer to job opportunities and transportation and amenities throughout the city, and then also that affordable housing is in every zip code throughout the city as well. I mean, that's the best way to have an equitable city and to have a city where housing of all types is in each and every one of our neighborhoods. And that takes a little while for some people to get used to be honest with you, but as you see it, people see that it increases the overall vibrancy and the health of the community. When you think what this project is doing here, it's going to be quite unique, not just for our city, but for many cities around the country. We've got 240 units of affordable housing, plus 108 units for seniors, plus a new family scholar house location, a community park, and opportunities for commercial business as well. All put together that kind of represents the system, if you will, of how people live together. And as we work together and as we live together in a more natural way, that makes for a more vibrant community. It took a lot of people to get us here, and there are many folks here today who worked incredibly hard to bring Riverport Landings to completion. And there's so many speakers today, I'm not going to thank everybody, okay? We're just doing an omnibus thank you to everybody. Great job. Nobody needs to thank anybody from here on out. But just know that this is a huge project that had a lot of obstacles on a piece of land that we've been trying to find the right thing to do with for an awfully long period of time, and it couldn't have been any better like this. So when you create opportunities like this here, I think we just really increase the possibilities that people have in their lives to do better things to help them reach their human potential to build an even more compassionate community. So I just want to thank everybody once again, but I'm going to make one exception to the thank yous. That's because I have a special announcement. I have several friends on the stage here, but I have a particular friend in Cathe Dykstra over here. Cathe has built a world-class concept with a lot of folks. She would be the first one to say that she didn't do it by herself. But the Family Scholar House produces results for our citizens with their scholars and their families unlike any other program in the United States of America. And the fact that we're doing it here with 2 in District 1, Councilwoman, as you said, fortunately we have 5 Family Scholar Houses, more than anywhere else in the world, and they just do tremendous things in terms of moving people forward in the community that maybe didn't get the same start that many of us did. So to recognize that, and as a longtime supporter of the Family Scholar House, I'm honored to honor someone that is close to Cathe, and that is to announce the dedication of Mary O'Connor Way in memory of Cathe's mother here in this complex. So Cathe, we're awfully delighted to do that. Your mom's happy. When you think about what a fabulous person Cathe is, you know she had to have a fabulous mom. So that's the least that we could do here. And a lot of what we see in Cathe came from her mom, Mary. She had a love of lifelong learning. She was a first-generation college graduate, and she demonstrated that in her commitment to Family Scholar House. So I'm proud to honor Mary, her daughter Cathe, and remember Mary O'Connor as a valued community member and a loving mom. All right? So thank you, Cathe. We appreciate you.
I have the tough job of following Mr. Mayor Fisher. So my name is Mark Leckner. I'm a partner with LDG Development, and I'm going to go a little off script because I really want to thank my partner, Chris Dischinger, for being the greatest partner anybody's ever had in the business. So thanks, Chris. And of course, Chris already thanked Jake and everybody else. But I have the honor to introduce Congressman John Yormuth. Congressman Yormuth has been a great supporter of the low-income housing tax credit. We thank you very much for continually supporting low-income housing tax credit, and also for supporting the soft funding through HUD. There's an incredible amount of financing in different groups that have to be put together, and the federal government's a big part of it. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce the Honorable John Yormuth.
Thank you, Mark. Thanks to all of you for being here to recognize this great moment in our community's development and more specifically in our community's future. I'm going to be real brief. I want to say 2 things. One is I love coming to Family Scholar House events. I've been to most of them, I think. And the reason they are such a reason for celebration because every time you go to a Family Scholar House event, you know that lives are being transformed and lives are being saved, and our future for many, many young people is being guaranteed. And you can't ask for something more important or special than that. So congratulations once again to Family Scholar House, 64 units that will, over the years, it's just hard to imagine how many people will pass through those units and their lives will be very different and much better because of it. Secondly, just to reinforce what Mark said. There is a lot of federal involvement in these types of activities, Section 8 vouchers, the low-income tax credits, and don't forget the importance of Medicaid and CHIP for the families who are here, who will be here in the Family Scholar House operation. It's incredibly important, and all of those things that I just mentioned are at risk in current times. So I'm going to keep fighting to make sure we preserve those tax credits and housing subsidies, and also that we save Medicaid and CHIP so that our families have the health care that they need to thrive, as well as the support that Family Scholar House gives them. So anyway, congratulations to all involved. Thanks to everybody who made this possible. And I look forward to some ice cream or popsicles or something. Thank you.
The mission of our state housing finance agency, Kentucky Housing Corporation, is to invest in quality housing solutions for families and communities across Kentucky. We think they also do a pretty good job of investing in their people because they have some of the best. I'd like to thank Rob Ellis, Lisa Barron, Jeremy Ratliff, Diane Beidelman, Tracy Thurston, and Sean Dyer for all of their hard work in bringing this project to fruition. Recently, Kentucky Housing Corporation installed a new executive director. He's forward-thinking, he's aggressive in his desire to provide excellent affordable housing across Kentucky, and I know he has a passion for innovative projects like Riverport Landings. Please welcome Edwin King.
Thank you, Jake. Good afternoon. On behalf of KHC staff and board of directors, I am pleased to be here with you to celebrate the groundbreaking of Riverport Landings. There's so many factors that can affect a person's outcome in life, and everyone at either Riverport Family Scholar House, Riverport Family Apartments, or Riverport Senior Apartments will have the opportunity to live here with dignity and in comfort. For this project, KHC allocated $2.5 million in home funds and a total of $1.5 million in Affordable Housing Trust Fund dollars. KHC also contributed $3 million from the Equity Bridge Loan Program. The 412 new affordable units are a testament to what we can do by working together to help Kentucky families have quality places to call home, where they can be a part of this community and thrive. It takes a supportive community, a creative assortment of funding sources, and successful partnerships to create affordable housing. I won't take the time to thank everyone, but certainly the partners are due thanks, as has been said already. Congratulations to all those partners, and especially to the future residents of Riverport. Thank you.
Oh, no, not him again. In order to make something of this size work, you need a lot of partners. And the banks that have helped us get here, lent us money, had faith in what we were doing here, are here to talk to us a little bit. And what I'm going to do in order to speed this up a little bit is I'm going to introduce each of them and then let them come up in sequence and talk. So first up will be Cody Langenus, president with Redstone Exempt Funding, you back there. And then we have Dan Smith, senior vice president, U.S. Bank. And then finally, Chuck Denny, regional president of PNC Bank. And we want to thank them for their commitment to reinvesting in this community and putting their money where their mouth is. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Cody Langness with Redstone Partners. We provide construction and permanent financing for the creation and preservation of affordable housing. Specifically on this development, we provided about $35 million of construction and permanent financing across all three developments. First of all, I really want to thank the team at LDG, Chris, Mark, Michael, and the team at Marion Development, Jake and Kimberly, for letting Redstone be a part of this entire development. You know, the vision for this community that team put together from the beginning and their determination to see it through all the way to the end, through all the bumps that every deal goes through is remarkable. I think we're all very aware of how affordable housing is a growing problem in this country and in Louisville, and providing quality affordable housing is even more needed. And this entire development goes a big step in solving that problem. As I mentioned, we were involved in financing all 3 phases. Us and our investor were very pleased with each phase, the family phase, the senior phase, the family scholar house, and what it offers for each of those tenants and for the community. Specifically, I was asked to kind of talk a little bit about the Riverport Senior. Otherwise, I'd be up here for 15, 20 minutes, and you don't want that, and I really don't want that. Anyway, that development is set up to provide 108 affordable apartment units for seniors. Affordable housing for seniors is a real problem in this country, even more so than just affordable housing in general. And I think one thing that's really, really needed in that is to provide affordable housing that provides the amenities and services for that population. And when looking at this Riverport Senior development, the amenities and the services that LDG and Marion focused is remarkable. I know my parents, grandparents would love to live in a community with these many amenities, and I myself am pretty jealous, with all the amenities that this property and this site has, from fitness centers, community rooms, computer facilities, a park, everything. It really speaks to the attention to detail and commitment to providing not just affordable, but high-quality affordable housing by Marion and LDG. So again, I really want to thank everybody else that was involved, KHC, Metro, Riverport, Family Scholar House, for letting Redstone be a part of this transaction. We're just really proud and really excited, and I really want to thank you, but most importantly, congratulate you on this entire development. So thank you.
Hey, everybody. My name's Dan Smith. I'm a senior vice president at U.S. Bank. And we were fortunate to provide the construction financing for the family project. I think anytime you hear a banker speak at one of these things, you can be pretty well assured that the person speaking did the least amount of work on the project. So I'd like to recognize Chris Weger and Jennifer Stolen, who contributed several dozen of those 100 hours that were referenced earlier. And when I get to come and see these projects all over the country, and the thing that really strikes me about this project is how unique it is to combine all these different populations. And I know that was a lot of work. So congratulations to LDG and to Marion on what's truly an amazing accomplishment. And I mentioned we provided financing on the family housing deal. And of course, one of the things as a banker, you're always wondering, is this project going to lease up and my loan get paid back? And I'll tell you, it's true in most parts of the country. It's definitely true here in Louisville. I hope I pronounced that correctly. When you're dealing with affordable housing, you never worry about that part. Because there's such a demand. So congratulations to the mayor and to the Kentucky Housing Corporation for what's sure to be a successful project that'll meet really probably just a small part of the need. And I'd also like to echo something that Congressman Yarmouth said, how important it is for the tax credit program and for these other federal programs, because I think we're all here today, we're seeing the direct impact that those programs have on people's lives. And I know U.S. Bank and our funding partners in the deal are all proud to be part of that. And I'll pass it off to the next banker now.
Well, this is just a great day for Louisville. My name is Chuck Dunny. I'm with PNC Bank, and I couldn't agree with the previous speaker. I had the least amount of work at PNC in this project, and I'm just honored to talk about my great partners, Todd Crow and Ryan Edwards of PNC, who really put all the working to just make this happen. And they do these types of wonderful projects all across the nation. We're just awfully proud they're doing it in Kentucky and Louisville in this particular occasion, and many occasions recently. And also want to recognize Deborah Williams and Mike Mull and Terry Wilson, who are also my partners who are here today. You know, I can't think of a better partner for our community, certainly for PNC, than Cathe Dykstra. Cathe has absolutely changed the lives of so many men and women in our community. I met Cathe about 12 years ago. I think she made such an impact on me then about how by her leadership she can change the lives of people in a single generation through her vision and project and her ideas and her execution. You know, the great Steve Case, the founder of AOL, said, you know, disruptive entrepreneurism is the entrepreneur that can either solve a problem or act on an opportunity that no one has seen yet. And I think both of those describe Cathe Dykstra. And I want to thank our mayor, Mayor Fisher. I don't think there's a finer mayor in the history of our city or the United States today. And we've got 10 cranes downtown, I think, last count. We've got buildings going up that are changing our skyline. In every part of our city, there's construction, there's opportunity going on. And having an unemployment rate of less than 4% and 30,000 jobs that are open is, you know, few cities in the country can say those types of things. So it's very proud to be a Louisvillian. And to have Louisville Forward and Mary Ellen Wiederwall leading that effort. Mary Ellen, I seem to have the opportunity to see the mayor and Mary Ellen quite a bit, which just the unlimited energy. And thanks for everyone in this audience, because all of you had a part in this. Your passion, this is a transformational project for our city, and I couldn't be more pleased, more happy to be around you today for this wonderful day. You know, PNC's, last bit about PNC, we're really committed to early childhood education through our Grow Up Great program, and that is something we all believe in. It's helping kids get ready to learn birth through 5 years old. We've spent over $350 million making that happen around the country. A lot of that's been spent in Louisville, and my teammates, about 1,300 in Louisville, all volunteer every year for that. I got to thank our partner, J.P. Morgan Chase, in this project as well. We love working with J.P. Morgan Chase all around the country on projects like this. They were integral in the success of this project, and hats off to J.P. Morgan. So you've heard enough from the bankers now. And turn it over to some more folks in this, on the dais. Thank you for all being part of this wonderful day today in Louisville, Kentucky. Thank you.
For the last 10 years, I have had the privilege to be, I'll call it co-conspirator with this woman and the incredible program we call Family Scholar House. She is dynamic. She's passionate for the mission of Family Scholar House, and more than a little bit tough to say no to. She is my biggest cheerleader, and she is my best friend, Cathe Dykstra.
Thank you, Jake. This moment has been a long time in the making. From the first day that Jake and I walked this property to now, we've been enthusiastic about building here and all that could come from this place and the new opportunities for Family Scholar House participants and the community. The residents that we'll call Riverport Scholar House home not only include families with single parents transitioning from poverty to financial independence by completing their post-secondary education and entering careers, but also a new Family Scholar House population you've heard about, of foster alumni who do not yet have children and are eager to benefit from the structured housing and educational programs we offer on the path to self-sufficiency. For all of them, this place will offer a fresh start and new beginnings. I have to tell you that it is a little surreal to be alive and have a street named for you. I am particularly glad that me being dead was not a requirement, and I aspire to live into the honor each and every day to make this an address that means something to our residents and our neighbors. As humbled as I am with having my own street, I was speechless, imagine that, when they first surprised me with the other street in this development being named for my mom. Family means everything to me. not just the family of my birth, my husband and my daughter, but also the chosen family members that surround me and the many single parents, children, and now foster alumni who come to Family Scholar House to be a part of the family that we have created together. The Family Scholar House Board of Directors and Trustees, represented today by past board chair Dr. Greg Cobb and current board chair Tracy Redmond, are part of this family as well and have never let fear or complacency get in the way of expanding to serve our community. I appreciate them and our amazing professional staff more than they know. There are many people to thank for the financial support and encouragement they have provided, including Mayor Fisher and the Develop Louisville team, Congressman Yarmouth, Kentucky Housing Corporation, Councilwoman Green, Jake Brown and Marion Group, Chris Dischinger and Mark Lechner of LDG, Tim Berry and the good folks at Louisville Metro Housing Authority, and Chuck Denny, Todd Crow, Ryan Edwards, and all of our partners and friends at PNC. In addition to the PNC Foundation, the Gaines Foundation was among the first to see our vision for Riverport Scholar House and the multi-generational aspects of this development, quickly saying yes to helping us fund it. Other major donors include the Goldring Family Foundation, the Blumhoff family, and Sandra Frazier. Trilogy Health Services pledged the funding for our Nutrition Resource Center to fight the food insecurity of our participants. And just as they have so generously done for the other campuses, GE stepped up and committed to providing the washers and dryers for our newest residents. We have also received a warm welcome from our neighbors, most notably Genentech, Zoller Company, and LG&E, and David Tummins, plant manager of the Cane Run Generating Station. Two of our supporters generously offered challenge grants to match the donations of others. This not only provided needed financial support, but also created urgency to help us complete our funding goal and served as another way to invite new people into our Family Scholar House family. We have asked Mason Rummel, president of the James Graham Brown Foundation, and Frank Harshaw, president of Harshaw Train, founder of True Up, and a longtime advocate for foster youth and alumni, to share their comments on why they committed to this project and why their investment in this project matters to our community. You will hear first from Mason Rummel and then from Frank Harshaw. Thank you.
This is so much fun, this work. And all I can say is that fourth time's a charm. I know there are 5 projects, but this is the 4th project of the Family Scholar House that the Brown Foundation's had the opportunity and the privilege to be a part of. And each one seems to get better and better. We began this partnership about 10 years ago. Cathe, when you asked us to join you in the initial campus project with Project Women, and then that followed the downtown project, the Parkland Scholar, and then the downtown site, and now the Parkland Scholar House. And here we are at Riverport. I say that each time gets better than the last because that's what you've continued to do, is to improve on the model, tweaking things that needed tweaking, and always seeking better outcomes, which you've achieved each time. The Riverport Scholar House reaches beyond the clients and serves the entire surrounding community, a collaborative and inclusive approach to addressing challenges we're all trying to tackle. That makes this one special because of its broad reach in addressing seniors' needs, young adults, housing, retail and family services, education, and the list goes on and on. They say you can't be everything to everybody, but Family Scholar House sure gives it a shot. Neighborhood development is very complex, yet this effort has embraced the complexity, and we have very high hopes for its success. The Brown Foundation seeks to engage in broad endeavors that show promise for impact, and we can only do that through strategic partnerships led by people who know the issues, who know how to get things done, and most importantly, who know the clients that are served and the people in the neighborhoods. The Family Scholar House does just that, so we're honored to be included yet again, and we look forward to watching the growth of this community, the improved quality of life for its residents, and the continued success of a model that is truly working. Thanks again for putting Louisville on the map.
Well, I'm Frank Harshaw, and I would like to thank all of you for being here today because, you know, it takes a village, and I'll talk about that in a minute. This development is awesome because it did take a very, very, very large village that included public agencies. It included private businesses. It included private citizens, and it included nonprofits, and it included the people in this community. And so when you think about getting all of that collaboration done and come out with the outcome like we're coming out with, it really is awesome. So people have asked me why I support Family Scholar House, and it's really pretty simple. First of all, their mission, which is to change lives, families, communities through education. And the result of that is that homeless single parents have moved to self-sufficiency. When Family Scholar House says that they're going to do something, you can count on it. They have a proven track record. And then they have the best of all, Cathe Dykstra. So let's give her a hand. So I'm very excited about the foster care portion of this project. And I don't know who inspired who, but I know Cathe and I had lots of conversations about this, and this is a new endeavor for the Family Scholar House, but the needs for the foster care kids aging out of the state system are very, very, very close to the single parents that are currently in the Family Scholar House program. So just a couple of statistics about foster care, people aging out of the state system. The worst statistic that I can think of is about 25% to 75% is the success and failure ratio, the 25% being the success ratio, and that's something that we as a community need to change as soon as we possibly can. In Kentucky in 2017, there's something over 8,000 foster care kids in the state system. By 2020, that's more than likely going to be upwards of 10,000. So the problem is not going away. One of the good things that's happening, though, is that the governor has decided to revamp the foster care system, and his goal is to make it the best system in the United States. And if he does that, it'll be the best system in the world. And so that would make it a model for other states. And I think we can all get behind that. So I do have one last thought that I'd like to leave you with. And that is, you can break out of the prison of your birth. Let me say that one more time. You can break out of the prison of your birth. And we all have the opportunity to do that, and all of us have the opportunity to help others do that. And you know what? With this foster care adult home that's going to be built right over there, it's going to be a great start for a lot of young people. Thank you very much.
Thank you to all the speakers and for all of you all for being here as well. I think at this time we want to go over and do the official groundbreaking. So let's head that way.
One, two, three.
Keep digging.